What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top 10 Mega Evolution Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and of course speculating exactly how they're going to be introduced into the game. There ended up being an official tweet by Niantic stating that Mega Evolution Pokemon are going to be here in the year of 2020, which is so insane. I went ahead and put together a list of the top 10 CP Pokemon. If you do enjoy this episode and you do learn something from it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the top 10. So the first piece of speculation that we have to talk about briefly is how the Mega Stone will work in Pokemon Go. Is it going to be just a temporary thing in battles? Is it going to be just for raids? Is it going to be for both? Is it going to be permanent? Is it going to be just a 30-minute? I mean, there's just so many things. Of course, I'll give you my opinion on this at the end of the video because I do think it is an interesting topic, but of course it is speculative. So let's go ahead and jump into the top 10. Now, when we cover the top 10, by the way, these Pokemon are under the current formula that exists in Pokemon Go. Is Pokemon Go going to end up nerfing these Pokemon just because their CPs are going to be way too high? The 9% nerf is already applied to this, and there's still Pokemon that are above 5,000 CP. So it is very possible that Niantic could do something even more nerfing to these Mega Pokemon. Just wanted to throw out that disclaimer. Let's jump into it. So in at the number 10 position, we've got Mega Latios. So Latios just really hasn't been used in the past, but with this upgrade, it basically gets a pretty good attack stat, and it already had an amazing defense. But the issue with Mega Latios, unfortunately, even though it can beat most of the regular Dragon-type Pokemon with it being a Mega, there's so many Dragon-type that will get a Mega Evolution as well. So yes, Latios just versus regular Pokemon may do a little bit better, but there's going to be other Mega Pokemon from that Dragon typing that are going to be able to outperform it, unfortunately. Anyways, we get into the number 9 position, definitely an interesting one with a Mega Heracross. So Mega Heracross able to surpass 4,000 CP, which is just insane. But one of the biggest highlights is going to be that attack stat. Check that out. An attack stat of 304. Could we end up finally seeing a bug type just be able to just crush some other Pokemon? Seeing it in raids would be amazing. Bug type, in my opinion, just doesn't really show up as much in Pokemon Go as much as I would want to see it. Mega Heracross could end up changing that. There's also the issue of it being a regional. So what the heck is going to happen with that? Definitely let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Anyways, if we go ahead and move on to the number 8 position, we've got Mega Metagross. Now go ahead and think about that a little bit. Metagross is already dominating in Pokemon Go, especially with the move Meteor Mash. So if you've got the Mega Evolution, it's basically just going to be an upgrade to the original Metagross, and that is something that people would absolutely love, especially if you're able to maybe permanently get it, or you already have yourself a Metagross fully powered up, ready to go. When you pull out that Mega, it's just going to be a straight up upgrade, so people are definitely going to be excited about that. Anyways, we go ahead and move on to the next position. We've got the brother of the duo. We've got Mega Latios. So Mega Latios is borderlining being useful in Pokemon Go already, but with this upgrade, it's very possible that it could end up being useful, especially if you, of course, already have access to it with an attack stat of 305. Come on, that is insane. But there, believe it or not, is going to be another Dragon Pokemon on this list that actually is going to end up potentially doing better than Mega Latios. Maybe you can guess what it is, but the next Pokemon that we have to talk about is Mega Salamence. So Mega Salamence is going to be a little bit more balanced. So it is going to have a max AP of 4,210. And something interesting about this Pokemon is its attack stat isn't necessarily better than something like a Mega Latios like we just saw. At the same time, though, it's more consistent. It has a decent defense stat. It has a decent attack stat. It has access to a good set of moves. It's got Outrage, for example. It also has Dragon Tail. So Mega Salamence could end up being one of those that ends up sort of being like the budget Mega, if you will, for the fact that it is a non-legendary Pokemon. It had a community day. If you were taking a part of that, you probably have several Salamences at least close to powered up. So I'm excited to see how useful Salamence ends up being in Pokemon Go. Anyways, up next, we've got Mega Tyranitar. Mega Tyranitar, how amazing is this Pokemon going to be? Check that out. An attack stat of 281, an amazing defense stat, and an okay, fairly okay stamina stat, giving it an overall ranking of 6 statistically in Pokemon Go. Wow, I am so excited about this. I've always been a huge fan of Tyranitar. I think that it's kind of like seen its prime kind of pass just because of Pokemon like Rampardos coming in, and then a couple from the dark typing. Tyranitar is still at the, number 2, number 3 spot from the rock typing as well as the dark typing, but to bring back the glory in the mega form, that is something that I think a lot of people are definitely going to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. How cool is that? Anyways, if we go ahead and move on to the next Pokemon, this is one that I think people are going to be just going crazy over, and that is the Mega Garchomp. So Mega Garchomp, as far as the highlights are concerned, it's going to have an attack stat over 300. How cool is that? But beyond that, it also has an amazing defense, an amazing stamina, and receives an overall ranking of 5th in Pokemon Go. This is going to be the number 1 non-legendary Mega Evolution Pokemon that you want to have. Yes, there we go. Mega Garchomp, a little bit, of course, Garchomp on the rare side, but just imagine something like this in PvP. That would be insane. And you know what would be even more insane for PvP? For raids? For anything in the game, we've got Mega Rayquaza. So Mega Rayquaza, what a beast of a Pokemon. This stat is not a lie. This is actually what it would be if everything ends up staying the same. An attack stat of 354. That is just crazy. It honestly would not even matter what ended up happening with these stats as long as they're just kind of like okay. This Pokemon is gonna dominate, especially from that raid side. You're gonna have to look out for Rayquaza. I mean, you're talking about potentially soloing, potentially duoing legendary Pokemon with this Pokemon. I know a lot of hardcore raiders are really going to be after this one, assuming everything kind of stays the same, and it's the first one that we've seen on the list that surpasses 5,000 CP with the 9% nerf already applied. That is crazy, and I am so excited to see Rayquaza put in there. So what exactly could end up beating a Rayquaza as far as the CP is concerned? Well, it's going to be none other than Mewtwo. So we've got Mega Mewtwo X, and we'll of course cover why in just a second. So in this particular case, something interesting about it is it does obtain a new typing where it is going to be a psychic as well as a fighting type. So of course a little bit different here. And it's just going to be an interesting Pokemon because of that attack stat. Decent defense, decent stamina, everything is looking good for Mega Mewtwo X. Of course, it will obtain a new typing. What exactly is going to happen with that? Maybe all of a sudden you see some moves from Mewtwo in the past that didn't really seem to be like that big of a deal, all of a sudden become that much more relevant because of adding on that new typing. So that's just absolutely insane. And then finally, in at that number 1 position, it's Mega Mewtwo Y. Mega Mewtwo Y, oh my gosh, this is going to be the Pokemon that causes all of these Pokemon to get nerfed. A max CP of 5,687 with a 9% nerf. I keep saying that, but that's just how crazy this is. This would be like at a 6,000 plus CP if that were not the case. An attack stat of 388. Oh man, this is going to be a monster. Cross your fingers that Pokemon Go doesn't ruin Mega Pokemon and lets them be Mega for a reason. So as far as this speculation is concerned, how exactly do I think it's going to work? Well, personally, I think that what makes the most sense is to have a Mega Stone be similar to something like a Sinnoh, or, like it'll look like that, right? But basically, I could see it being on like a 30-minute timer where you can apply your Mega Stone much like you can something like the Star Piece or the Incense, something like that, and it's just a temporary boost. So when you go into raids, what's going to happen is your Pokemon will be able to Mega Evolve during a raid, and of course be able to do that much more damage just because it is a Mega Pokemon. Of course, that's my speculation. I just think that Niantic would do something like that. I would love for it to be permanent, but I'm just kind of giving you what I think Niantic will actually do. But I would love to know what you think about it in the comment section below. How do you think Niantic is going to implement this? And then finally, of course, what is your favorite Mega Evolution Pokemon that you saw today? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. If you want to develop a deeper connection, I would highly recommend you to check out Patreon. We've got a lot of really cool things going on over there. Check out all of these supporters that we have. We are almost up to 100. We are also posting some special content, some behind the scenes work. And if that is the type of thing that interests you, I would highly recommend you to check it out.